Good morning. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. I hope everyone is doing great. Hello, everyone. I'm Cheldin Barlattt Rumer, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. This Is It Network is your global digital TV network connecting remarkable women to inspiring stories. We do that each and every day through our growing community, our engaging content, and the real connections in which we provide. It has been a whirlwind. Thank you to everyone who has wished me a happy birthday. I turned 46 on Sunday. I've been celebrating ever since. And that's kind of the theme of today's morning message. Also, today was the first day. We're East Coasters, so our kids go back to school late. I shouldn't say East Coast because Florida went back to school, I think, at the beginning of August. We just went back to school today, being September 6th. Set my kids out by little birdies go, and it's been one of those kind of reset mornings. And so that's the goal of the morning message. And my goal is to be able to provide you a morning message as often as I can, typically Monday through Friday around 11 o'clock Eastern, to provide you a little bit of motivation and inspiration each and every day as you navigate your space, your day, in the hopes of keep you moving in the right direction. And so I need these just as much as I share them quite often. And today, the morning message is really reset, not restart. And so often we tend to look to start all over, start completely fresh, to throw everything out. I need to start completely from scratch. None of this worked, when that never is the case. There is never a case where none of it worked. The fact that you move forward, the fact that you took one foot and put it in front of the other meant that it worked. You did a thing. And I think that we tend to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think that was the expression, which I really don't really understand. So if you know that expression and what it means, let me know in the comments below. We tend to throw everything away. And when we throw everything away, we forget the lessons that we've learned or how far we've come. And so now I'm encouraging all of us to not restart, but to reset the table, right? Not throw out all the dishes. For us to give ourselves an opportunity to say, okay, you know what have I done to date that has made some sense? And I've said this multiple times, September and the fall for me, selfishly, because of my birthday and because the changing of seasons and the beginning of school has always seemed like a new beginning for me. Not so much New Year's Eve, but this time of year always seems like a big adjustment and change. And there's a shift in the weather. There's a shift in the mood, right? You're not going hectically from holiday into a new year. It just gives you an opportunity from summer of relaxing for you to be able to fall forward, is what we're going to be calling it. The ability to fall forward, the ability to figure out what it is that we're looking to do. It might be a trip, it might be a stumble, but we're still moving forward because we're not starting over. We're not going backwards. We're resetting from where we stand. And all of us have to recognize how far we've come in order to allow ourselves to do that. Just because we're not as far as we want to be doesn't mean we have to start from scratch. Doesn't mean we have to throw out all the lessons, all the things we've done, all the work that we've put forth. We don't got to throw that all away. We don't got to be mad at ourselves because we're not exactly where we need to be. Hello, Arinthia. Oh my God, my darling friend. Good to see you. We got to reset. And so many things have been coming at us, and the majority of us who are coming off these crazy summers of not only trials and tribulations, but traveling and adjustments, and the kids are home and all of that stuff. We're figuring it out, all these things. And we want to believe that because we're not where we are meant to be, because we are not where we deserve to be, because we are not where we even prayed to be, that we need to throw everything away. And I have to tell you, I have to beg of you that that's not the case. That every lesson that you learned, every trial, tribulation, every valley you sat in, maybe for far too long, is gotten you to that point, has gotten you to that space. And so when you're in this fluid motion and you're in this space where you're like, okay, what am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to throw out everything that I've done. I urge you to say no. I urge you to say no. Because the relaunching is real. Good morning, Pat. The relaunching is real, right? Arinthia, the relaunching is real. The reset is real. The reintroducing is real. And for a lot of you, you must take this time, and I say it quite often, that you must reintroduce yourself to yourself in this moment. You must remind yourself how far you've come. You must pat yourself on the back for the trip you've taken thus far in order to move forward with a sense of aggression and accomplishment. There is something to being great. You don't have to be the best to be great. You don't have to be sitting at the top of the pyramid to be worthy of attention. You don't have to have won all the races to have competed at all. And I need us to understand that, because so many of us are like, you know what? Forget it. You know what? I'm going to, it's not even worth doing. Maybe some things need to be reevaluated for sure. Even when you win, you must look at tape. Even when you win, you must make sure your stride can get a little bit better and a little bit cleaner on the curve. If you run track, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. It's about identifying it. Good morning, Ivan. I think that and I tend to do this too. And so anything that I share with you and teach you or scream to you, right, in the air of Scream Your Dream, it's because it's a lesson that I have to be reminded of, the lesson that I have to learn myself. The lesson and the practice of Screaming Your Dream is that reminding yourself of yourself, reminding of yourself that you didn't get in this for you to win every time. You got in this to be able to serve people, to help people, to move forward, to be of service. And if you quit every time you get close, if you quit and throw away everything that you've done to date because you believe it's meaningless because you didn't get the blue ribbon, you think it's meaningless because you weren't selected, you weren't picked, you didn't get that RFP. That RFP wasn't for you. What you need to do is to evaluate the fact that, okay, where do I need to be? How can I introduce myself to other people? How can I find my proper space and time? How can I allow myself to shine? How can I reset instead of restart? How can I just reset myself? And as my children got on that bus, it was time for me to reset. As my children got on that bus and the weather began to change, and I felt a little bit more like me. And you don't need your children to go back to school in order for this to happen. You don't even need to have children, my darling friends. You need to be able to sit with yourself and look at how far you've come. Recognize that all of that work, even though you did not get a ribbon for all of that work, was not in vain. And that it is worthy without you throwing it out, disregarding it as a waste of time. I can't tell you the amount of people that was just such a waste of time. Really? You can't jot down or find a lesson in that valley? You can't find a reason why you went left instead of right? You can't find that reason? And so many of us want to throw away all of the things and activities we've done and even partnerships that have gone wrong. We need to find the lesson within that, so we can use that to get so much smarter as we reset, as opposed to restarting. Because restarting is so much effort. For those of you that are in human resources, right? They always say it makes more sense to keep an employee happy than to find a new one, right? It makes a lot more sense to reset than to restart. You know how hard it is to start from scratch? It might not be a situation where you want to look at your mess. And I know a lot of you ain't even opening your mail, so I know what it's like, right? You want to look at your mess. You want to look back and be like, I didn't pay that bill. I didn't make that happen. I didn't reach that goal. But in doing so, you get to reset from where you are as opposed to restart from where you began. It's so far away. But we can look forward. We can fall forward in this September month. And if you need help in doing so, we have got you. Even if it's just an ear to listen or a room at a conference for you to attend, because we are getting ready for our This Is It Network live women's conference in Atlantic City. It's at Ocean Casino this year, September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. We're going to be just sharing all our Scream Your Dream goodness during that fun weekend this month. But if you need to meet me online or off, I think people deserve to reset and not feel the need to restart all the time, right? The idea is to quit quitting on yourself. Quit giving up because you think that you've gone far enough or you are never going to get to where it is you deserve to be. You sure as hell won't get there if you stop now. So the goal is not to restart. The goal is to reset where you stand. How can you review tape? How can you look at how far you've come? How can you look at what it is that you've already done? How can you take a look and say, okay, yes, One, for you youngsters, I've graduated from college. I have a degree, right? You might not have the job that you want, but that doesn't mean that you've got to start from scratch. Start from where you are. Who do you know in this moment? Who can you reach out to in this time that can get you closer to who it is, what it is that you want? I'm raising my hand, right? For those of you that are in the leadership roles, right? You're feeling stuck, right? Who's around you? What resources do you have? What can you Google? What can you participate in? What conference can you attend? What organization can you join to reset versus restart? Half of us just need a little bit of energy. Half of us just need a little spark back into us. Let me explain. So for years, what I used to do back in the day, right? So I would talk to my children as they laughed. I used to love going to Barnes and Noble, and I might not be alone on this. I used to love going to Barnes and Noble and thumbing through magazines. I love a glossy magazine. I've always wanted to be in publishing in that way. I love a thick Vogue. I love a good O. I love a glossy magazine. And I used to go to Barnes and Noble religiously in my 20s and sit and drink one cup of coffee until it became freezing cold and thumb through magazines. I was inspired. I had aspiration in my eyes. I knew what I wanted. I could close my eyes and see conference rooms and traveling and clothing and all of the aspiration that I wanted in my life. I could see it. Right? It was in the pages of this book, in this peaceful place, smelling like hazelnut coffee, right? Surrounded by other people who were looking to be inspired. I was in that space. A small Barnes and Noble allowed for that to happen. I was feeling very uninspired this summer. I was running around, camps for camps, days for days, running children around, entertaining them, right? All the things. I decided I had a small break right before my birthday. I had a small break. I said, I'm going to go to Barnes and Noble and I'm going to buy magazines. I'm going to buy magazines. And I'm going to come to my house. I'm going to buy the physical magazine. I'm going to thumb through. I'm going to sit with myself, about myself, and I'm going to be inspired. My friends, I cannot be managed. I cannot be managed. Those pages, even flipping through, having those circular pages fall on out, smelling that perfume I'm never going to buy, all the things just came back to me. Why I was inspired to start my business in the first place, finding inspiration in those pages. You guys have to reset. You have to allow yourself to go back to why you started doing what you were doing in the first place, why you loved to do it. I forgot. I live this and practice Scream Your Dream every day of my life, and I forgot. So I know some of you are out there who have lost yourself, that need to be reminded of yourself, that need to be put into situations. You lost yourself in a certain way. Go watch a film to inspire yourself. Something you used to watch when you were younger, and you closed your eyes and you said, I wanted that life. And figure out that you are not too far from it. We're very, very close to where it is we want to be. Oftentimes, we just don't look around to realize it. I don't want you all to restart. I want you to take a beat and a breath, and I want you to reset. Because it is time for us all to fall forward. The leaves are changing and falling, and we are changing and evolving. And we have the opportunity to do that. And if we have even the slightest chance to help you do that, we would love to. We'd love for you to join us for our This Is It Network Live Women's Conference, September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. The link is within the post. And if you can't join us, figure out how we can work together, collaborate, or promote what it is that you've got going on. There's so many different ways in which you can scream your dream, whether online or off, whether in our community or outside of it. We want to make sure that you are not restarting today, that you are just taking a breath and allowing yourself to reset. I'm Cheldin Barlattt Rumer, and this is it. I love sharing a morning message with you. I tend to do my best Monday through Friday around 11 o'clock Eastern. If you are seeking some inspiration, or if you needed to gain some inspiration and motivation today, and you think that this video can help somebody else, please, please, please forward and share. We want more people to be inspired each and every day as we elevate the voices of remarkable women. We do our best each and every day to be able to do so. Our goal is for you no longer to whisper your wishes, but for you to, in fact, scream your dream. Log on to thisisit.tv.com for more information. Join us at our This Is It TV Live Women's Conference on September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And follow, fan, and like us everywhere you find at This Is It TV. I'll see you tomorrow with another morning message. Take care.